Hello everyone. Today I got three more absolutely fantastic horror books for you guys to check out. These three you'll love, and as you know, I only talk about books I love and I would recommend. So take that for what you will. I think you'll love them also, so be sure to check them all out. And as a reminder, of course, I have my own horror books for sale. Isn't that exciting? I think that's exciting. And you can go ahead and check out all my horror books you see on your screen. There's a link in the description where you can do that, and I hope you do. And if you want to join my Patreon, there's only one tier, and every month you'll just get free stuff. Short horror stories, free horror books from other authors, and all kinds of goodies. So check out that link as well. All right, let's get started. So the first book I want to talk about today is coming out later this month. But again, there's a pre-order link in the description. This one is called Noro. Now, this is a novella. And if you know this author, William F. Gray, I think I reviewed two of his books previously on my channel, I believe. I forget sometimes. But his books tend to be more literary horror. And I love that because he does it so well and he really engages the reader. He puts them right in this world, and he's very good at what he does. Let's put it that way. But he decided to take a little detour out of that literary horror world and just give us a full-on, relentless, action-packed, fast-paced, absolutely terrifying, bloody, gory horror novella with this one that I absolutely loved. Think if Cujo meets Invasion of the Body Snatchers with body horror thrown over the top of it, and you'll get the idea of what this novella is about. There's a man named Jonah. He lives in the woods. His only neighbor lives like a half-mile away. This man, Khan, also lives in the woods. They're neighbors, and they're 20 years apart in age. Jonah is 67. And they're not really friends, but they're friendly. Let's put it that way. They each have a dog. Jonah has a dog named Noro, and Khan has a dog named Doc. One night, after getting together and having a few drinks, Jonah goes back to his cabin, and in the middle of the night, Khan hears something crashing into the woods. He opens the door. His dog Doc goes running out, barking and yipping into the woods, and he's trying to follow him. There's this huge, devastating, catastrophic snowstorm coming. And so he runs after his dog, trying to find out where this crash came from, and he encounters a big crater with a meteorite in the middle of it. But on the other side of that meteorite is his dog, Doc. And Doc is not good. Doc is bleeding. Doc is whining. He quickly grabs his dog, takes it back to his cabin, hoping that it's not too late. Jonah, on the other hand, is awakened in the middle of the night by the sound of gunfire, which he knows can only come from Khan's cabin. And he goes to investigating. What he finds in his friend's cabin as the snowstorm starts raging and whiting everything out is just a bloodbath. Khan is alive, but he is not doing well. He has part of his neck ripped out, part of his leg, his thigh ripped apart. And he finally gets it across to Jonah that his dog did it, but it's not really his dog anymore. Because what came out of that meteorite was like an alien parasite. And this parasite's whole reason for existing is to multiply. So it will kill any living, breathing thing. It will then burrow underneath their skin, wrap around their spinal cord, into their brain, and then manipulate them like puppets with the purpose of finding more living things so it can put and incubate its babies in more living things, perpetuating the cycle. forever. And despite the fact that Khan basically shot his dog in the head after it had already passed, controlled by this alien parasite, taking away half of the dog's head, it's still coming. It seems to be indestructible once it's inside a living being. And as the storm rages, and as this dog, who is now under the control of this parasite, continues to stalk them with the intention of killing them horribly, laying its eggs and having them become infected, it becomes a matter of survival. And man, this book, I'm telling you, it's bleak, man. It is dark, it is bloody, it is gory, but it's also one that you just don't want to quit reading. At least I didn't, because it has, sometimes literary horror is great. It's very descriptive, very emotive. It puts you right in that world. But sometimes you just want something with a bite. You want something that's vicious, something that's nasty, something that just propels you to keep reading, despite the fact that you're laying there with the sheet up, over your body. And this book absolutely does that. I read it in one day, just a few hours, because it is only like 130 pages. But man, it is an action-packed, thrilling, bloody 132 pages. This author and the story had me right from the get-go, and I never looked back. It's simply fantastic. I hope they make a movie about it. I would absolutely watch it. This one is great. Of course, I highly recommend it, and that pre-order link is in the description. And next we have The Sound of Tuning Out. As I said in my introduction, the good thing about pre-ordering books instead of waiting for them to release is the price. This one you can pre-order, and it's only $1 for this novel. And man, that is a bargain. That is a great deal. You definitely want to get this one. I will say, it's not horror in the traditional sense, but it is very horrific. It will still give you chills. It will still freak you out as secrets are revealed throughout. And basically, it's about this kid, Jake. He's 17 years old. He does YouTube videos and in his garage of his family's home, and one night he dies doing what everybody thinks is just a stunt that had gone wrong. But they're going to find out different. However, on that same day, there's another family, and the daughter goes missing at the same time that Jake has his accident. Now, the thing about this book is that we are going to peel back the onion of this simply fantastic, well-written story through the eyes of different people. It's not really a police procedure like you would think, even though the police are involved. We're going to hear from the father of the missing girl, the older brother of Jake, who they at first think had a horrific accident, but it soon discovered he was actually murdered. And eventually we're going to find out there's a connection between him and Donna, the missing girl. We're also going to hear from bloggers of a true crime website, some online sleuths, that like to investigate unsolved mysteries and crimes and try to find out information maybe the police haven't uncovered yet. So we're going to go through these forums. We're going to see the story unfold through these different perspectives, and slowly this book is going to, because all these people kind of know each other in some way or another, and their interactions are all going to connect. And as these secrets are revealed, it just becomes something else. Like, you think you know these characters and what they're about, but this book will let you know that first impressions are not always the ones you should stick with. I'll just put it that way. Because some of these characters are absolutely not who they present themselves to be at first. And the truth about the things that have happened between Jake and this girl, and how it reflects to crimes even way back before this, it's just going to all become unraveled as we see it through the eyes of these different perspectives. And I was absolutely fascinated with this book. It is spine-tingling. It will give you the goosebumps. It will raise the hairs on the back of your neck. Because like I said, it might not have any supernatural things in it that you would find in a traditional horror book, but there's enough real life horror in here to realize that once you realize what's going on, it's just brutal. It's just surprisingly horrific. And I absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. I can't recommend it enough. And again, 99 cents, less than $1. There's a pre-order link in the description. You definitely want to read this one. And next we have Tab's Terrible Third Eye. Now here's the deal, this one's already out. That's right, there's a link down below. You can pick this one up right now, and you should. The latest one by Isaac Thorne. This one takes place kind of in the same world as his first novel, which I reviewed on this channel. But this is about a 9-year-old kid. His name is Tab. And this is about a 9-year-old boy. His name is Tab. He has a hard time dealing with his emotions, letting them out, letting people know what he thinks, so he does it in drawings. He likes to sketch things and draw things. One night during a horrific, life-threatening storm, he and his family decide to go into their cellar area. They have to go outside, open the doors, get down into their cellar, trying to protect themselves. And he sees something in the woods, and he gets injured. He falls down. He has a big bump on his head. And when they drag him down in there, all of a sudden he is seeing an old man that is very real to him, that only he can see. And this old man is telling him some truly horrific things. And because he likes to draw and sketch his feelings, eventually he is going to draw things, and these things start happening, like the death of his father. Like, he doesn't mean to draw it. He's not consciously trying to make these things happen, but something has taken over this bump on his head, and he begins to feel like it's a third eye almost that is causing him to draw these things, and these things are coming true. And in the meantime, this old man that only he can see, that is first attributed to just maybe a concussion, he's a horrifying entity. And he's telling Tab these horrific things. And as these other things start to happen, we're going to eventually find out exactly what this vision he's having has to do with his family. We're going to find out how everything is kind of related and connected, But it's one of those stories that just draws you in because this little boy is having these awful visions and causing these things to happen that he blames himself for, and it's just heartbreaking. And it is absolutely terrifying. And you're going to have to read about how this is all connected and how it turned out. But you'll definitely want to read this one. It is simply fantastic. Hellspring was just a great novel. That was Isaac Thorne's first book. And this one is kind of set in that world. And if you read Hellspring, you'll know that when you read this one. But if you haven't, yeah, pick up Hellspring 2 or Hellspring also. And you definitely want to pick this one up also. And as always, I want to say thank you for taking some of your time and spending it here with me. And until we meet again, keep reading spooky, my friends.